Welcome into Celtics Today. I am Wil Scott. You'll know what we do here. We're breaking down all the latest Celtics news and Celtics rumors. A lot of those rumors lately have had to do with Kevin Durant and the Jaylen Brown trade rumors. And there's a recent report that maybe Jaylen Brown is all in on the Boston Celtics. This coming even after he's been included in Kevin Durant trade discussions. So we're going to get to this quote here in a second from Heavy.com. They interviewed a league executive about this. But first, go down and like this video if you love the Boston Celtics, because we're trying to become one of the top Boston Celtics channels on YouTube. If you're all about the C's, go down and like the video, because the more people that like our video, the more people will come across our channel. Let's talk about JB. He was offered to the Brooklyn Nets in that Kevin Durant trade request several weeks ago. He is still involved in trade rumors. Back then, when that report came out from Shams Charania that there was a deal offered along with the Brooklyn Nets, he took to social media to express his frustration. So that begs the question, is he committed to Boston long term? A lot of people are wondering this. There's been some rumors that maybe he won't re-sign with the Celtics in 2024, and maybe that's why the Celtics have included him in trade talks for Kevin Durant. Here's what the league executive told Heavy.com. And look, I don't know how Heavy.com keeps getting these league executives to talk, but hey, they're giving us content, so thanks. The difference between this situation and almost everything else we're talking about, Kevin effing Durant, with just about everything else, you hear what Brooklyn wants and you walk away. But because it's KD, you kind of have to stay at the table and see how things play out, see if Brooklyn changes what they want or what they'll accept. Here is what the league exec said about JB. I think Jaylen is long-term in Boston. If they want him long-term and they're going to pay him the contract he deserves, I think he's all in on Boston. From everything I've been told, Jaylen's a loyal guy. I know frustration can happen when things aren't going well, and I think we saw some of that earlier in this past season, that coming from the league exec speaking to Heavy.com. I think this is good to hear, that Jaylen Brown is all in on Boston and that he would want to stay with the Celtics long-term if the opportunity presented itself. Repairing the relationship with him, if he is upset about the Kevin Durant stuff, repairing that relationship needs to be the top priority for Brad Stevens and the Celtics this offseason. Not trading for Kevin Durant. And I repeat, not trading for Kevin Durant. So that top priority needs to be Jaylen Brown, needs to be making Jaylen Brown happy. If that means Brad Stevens making him breakfast one morning, if that means Ime Udoka taking him on vacation to the Bahamas or wherever, you do whatever it takes to make number 7 happy and make him want to remain in Boston long term. Please, please, please pick up this mess you have made, making him maybe perhaps unhappy because he's been involved in Kevin Durant trade rumors. Now, if you love JB and you want him to stay in Boston long term, type 7 down in the chat. I want y'all to go down and spam 7 in the chat. Brad Stevens, if you're coming across our channel for the first time, I want him to see how many 7s we got in the chat. Go and type 7 down in the comment section. So here's what you need to know about JB, because he could still sign an extension this offseason. He's got 2 years, $55 million left on his contract. In 2024, he is set to be one of the best unrestricted free agents in that class. He is eligible to sign an extension October 1st, but he only has about 2.5 weeks to do it. His last day to sign an extension is October 19th, right before the start of the regular season. So it's possible that the Celtics will go up to him and try to get an extension done in October. However, the odds of an extension are low because he's eligible to sign a larger max extension in 23. So he's probably going to want more money than he can get right now. He'll wait another year to sign an extension if that's what it comes down to. This extension this year would be 120% of his current salary, which equals, for you mathematicians, $34.2 million per year. So JB's going to have to think, well, am I worth more than that? Is that my worth? what do I want to do? That's going to be the discussion that the Celtics have with him in October. If he is still a member of this team, that's a big if, and if he wants to stay in Boston long term. But that would be the deal, $34.2 million per year on an extension for Jaylen Brown. Will he sign an extension? Go down and predict it. Type S for sign or type W for won't down in the comments section. I tend to think an extension next offseason is far more likely than an extension this offseason. So here's my master plan. We'll revisit this because it's been a few weeks since we talked about this. Number one, don't trade Brown. Do not trade Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant because the group you have in place is good enough to win a championship. So go and win a championship next year. And then Jaylen Brown is going to be on his victory tour, going to completely forget about the Kevin Durant stuff, and then he's going to sign an extension next summer, and then you win more championships with the two J's. That is my master plan for Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics. That needs to be what the Celtics do. What you need to do is go get the Celtics polo because we're giving you a great deal here on Celtics Today. Most polos these days are $70, $80. We're giving this to you, man, for a great deal. Chatsports.com/Celtics polo. It's summer still. You can still wear polos, not for too much longer. I know in Boston it gets a little bit chilly come October, so you can go get that polo while summer is still going on. Chatsports.com/Celtics polo. That link is going to be in the comments and the description of this video. Let's get into another player that might sign an extension soon. That is Grant Williams. He chimed in on the Jaylen Brown trade rumors, talking to Boston.com. Here is what he said. It's a significant rumor. You want to do your best to take it with a grain of salt. I feel like JB is mature in his mindset, and he knows that. I talk to him, text him, reach out as much as I can. It's one of those things. It's the league. It's a business. It's one of those things that you can't really be discouraged by because we love JB. Everyone in Boston, everyone on the team. I think he's going to come in and approach it even better. Take it for like for a competitive mindset. If it doesn't work out, I don't know if it is or not. I'm not involved in those processes. I think he's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder, and I'll love that. I know how JB responds. He's going to be very, very secure of himself and what he's going to be. That coming from Grant Williams. Look, the team chemistry is great. Everyone loves each other on the Celtics team. I think the Celtics have better team chemistry than most teams in the league. Don't ruin that by bringing in Kevin Durant, who's kind of a drama queen, let's be honest, and it comes with some baggage and spends more time on Twitter than most places. So do not ruin the team chemistry. Just keep the team intact. The team is good enough to win a championship. If you want Celtics news or Celtics rumors, this is the place for you. Go down and subscribe to the channel because we're bringing you at least 4, sometimes 5, 6, 7 Celtics videos a week. We're going to keep you up to date on all things Boston Celtics. And if the team makes a move, we're going to get you guys a video. So be sure to go down and subscribe to the channel. This was an interesting take I saw on Twitter earlier today, and I want to address it. This coming from Adam Borai. He's based in Miami. He covers the NBA for Bleacher Report and Sports Illustrated. That's what he said. If KD is Boston-bound, I'd keep my eyes on Miami trying to get involved in the deal to try and snag Jaylen Brown. Brown, a free agent in 2 years, has big fans within certain high-ranking Heat officials. According to sources, he's so well-liked that some would even prefer him over Donovan Mitchell. This is nuts. If this happens, a 3-team deal, who the hell's going to Brooklyn? And do you think with the Nets' expectations with this trade that they would be okay with not getting the best player outside of KD in this deal? They'd be, all right, we'll take on Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, and our rivals over there in Miami are going to get Jaylen Brown, and our big rivals in Boston are going to get KD. There's no way the Nets would be okay with shipping Kevin Durant to Boston and not getting Jaylen Brown in a deal. That's nuts. Jaylen Brown, maybe he's a free agent in 2 years, will be interested in Miami, but that's not going to happen, a 3-team trade that sends Jaylen Brown to Miami. That's just nuts. I'm sorry. Subscribe and turn on your notifications because if a Kevin Durant trade happens, that is outside of Boston, which is certainly the hope, we're going to get you guys a video either way. Turn on your notifications. It's the best way to stay in the loop when it comes to news and rumors surrounding your Boston Celtics.